Hi, this is Hart, and while drinking my cup of coffee, I realized there's a lot of things I haven't shown you over the last month that I have purchased. And I was organizing and I was putting things away in my own room, sorting some stuff that I had gotten for the foundation. Has gotten a word. English teacher, please smack me on the wrist. So essentially, this is Confessions of a Shopper, smidgened in with some other stuff. And so not everything did I pay anything for. Like my husband finished another box of cigars, and this is how cool it is when he finishes a box of cigars. So I'm now using these for organization in the office. The office had a big water problem, which is now a bigger problem for them than it is for me, I guess. It's just I can't use it for a few days. When I'm headed out of town, and when I get back into town, then I'll cut a video because there's a couple of kits that I need to send out for brand new Hartists, and I want to just show you what I'm sending them. For the two new Hartists. I won't share with you, of course, who they are, because that's always going to be private unless they choose to share it. Forgetting all this big old long intro. What a long intro. Let's just get to it. Confessions of a Shopaholic, Part 1. I was at... Where was I at? Oh, Tuesday morning. I was at Tuesday morning. And I got this case, which I wish on that day when I was there, this was not today. I was there again today, but when I was there before, I wish I would have bought more of these plastic cases for organization. Don't mess with my coffee, it's almost gone. Seems a little weak. So I'm making a... smackaginolies. What's the word for it? Boho. I'm making a boho project. They're tags that are good size tags. And I saw this at Tuesday morning and just fell in love. Didn't even buy it on clearance, which is a rare thing for me. But boy, I fell in love with this. Isn't that gorgeous? Love this lady. I mean, her alone is reason enough to put her on there. And that makes me want to do a Mardi Gras journal. So... that's what that's for. And this is also, I spent way too much on this. I just way too much. I can't believe I paid this for it. Look at that. Shh. There was a discount, but not big enough. I got some cardstock. This is for when I make cards. Actually, the orange ones, I have enough of those. I'll probably make card kits that are bright and orange. But I gave all my cardstock to the organization, and I just restashed my own personal cardstock. I shouldn't say all. So my printed cardstock, I still have some of that. This was an impulse purchase. Some charcoal bar soap that's lavender. I got some, and the yellow was 20% off, I think. I don't remember. This was a while ago. So I got some distress glitter. And then these guys right here, I got these for the organization as well. It's just, I'm flipping them over to see what I paid for them. I don't remember what the discounts were, but entertainment. And you ask yourself, well, what are all these little things for? When I make card kits, or if I'm making junk journal kits, or if I'm making... I don't know, scrapbooking kits. I don't know. I don't have any scrapbookers right now, but if I do end up having a scrapbooker, then I would give those to them as well. But basically the paper crafters. When you flip through this, and I have a bunch of the ones that say entertainment, let's just open one and show you what's inside. If you've never seen one of these, they're great. It doesn't matter if I mess up that front cover, but you can see it has lists, and so it'll be like books I want to read, best place to go for, top 5, get down. It's things to get you writing. I mean, if I find that one of the hardest is a writer, I have all kinds of writing prompt kinds of things I can send to them. And it's nice because they color code the tops, and so I can tell that this will go good for a big kit, and I can have exactly the same things in the big kits, and then they can be varied in the smaller kits. So that's just the beginning. If you're not in the mood to watch all the stuff, that's fine. Because, oh baby, we've just begun. Should I just start singing? We've only just begun. All right, next thing. Got this today. Was unhappy. And was happy. And I haven't looked at it yet. I have 3 different sets of things that I purchased. And so I had leather upholstery samples, leather samples that are textured cowhide, and then I have velour upholstery samples, and it says textured cowhide, but it's polyester. So I already sent her a note. I'm waiting for a response. Oh, and this is my local area. And I'm waiting for a response. But let me show you. I'm probably going to end up returning it because I can't even picture making a book cover out of this. I mean, I don't mind that it's linty because you can unlint it pretty quickly. But that just is all polyester. Not okay. And just not even a good texture. The lady was super kind when I originally ordered them, because I ordered a bunch of things. She gave me a discount. I made an offer and she accepted the offer on eBay. So if you guys see make an offer, don't be afraid to make an offer on eBay. But again, she was kind, so I have nothing bad to say. We'll see how this conversation goes. Oh, I'm just gonna tear it. Then I have these. What I'm going to do is upcycle these leather samples into journal covers. And I haven't fully decided, but very likely we'll turn this into a class for disabled veterans. I'll find out how big the class is going to be based on how many people apply, and then teach them how to make upcycled journal covers. Now, if I do get a good sponsor, which right now I'm working with Thompson Cigar, and I'm going to send a notice to the Buccaneers, and I'm making a request. I'm crossing my fingers, so cross your fingers with me. There's a lot of military up in Tampa, and so I want to host an event in Tampa for the military that are dealing with emotional or physical things that they're getting through. Doesn't mean it has to be recent, could be past. And so that's what I'm thinking would be good. What I'm asking for from Thompson is, and this is why I brought this out, is these leftover cigar boxes. Like my husband's is a small cigar box. Mine is a big cigar box, and you can see the size difference. You can see how I store my labels. And I thought to teach them to make, and we would just keep it simple in the journals. Because this is a sticker, I would teach them to make that into a pocket so you don't see the sticker. This piece I'll probably cut off in advance of the class, and then leave it with square corners I don't know, I might corner chomp all of them in advance. Turn them into Midori's in advance, and then they decide what papers to put. They get a certain number of papers, they can select what they want inside, if they're, you know, if they want the variety, if they want them all the same, and I thought that would be a fun project. And then put the tools for whatever they want to do, and basically a little goodie bag of doodles and drawing, and maybe some Zentangle things. That way it gives them something to work on inside of the books. I'm just thinking out loud. So I'll stop thinking out loud because this video is going to be 65 hours long. But just wanted to share this idea with you guys and why I picked these up. So if you are looking for journal covers, don't hesitate to look at leather samples. I did this a long time ago, and I got it from a car lot. I don't know where this eBay person got hers from. But I have a nice stash, and I'll be able to do a good size class. I also have, and this stash has a lot of different colors. And then I have a nice stash here that's all the same color. So if I did this in one class, I could limit it to the number of people in this class, and maybe this one I teach them how to make the Midoris, if they want to do that. More likely, I'll just teach them how to make the signatures inside of the Midoris. Like the Energizer Bunny, I'm still going. So I thought, when I was on eBay and I came across this on accident, I was looking for something else. And this, they called it a leather stamp. I'm not sure if it's actually going to stamp on leather, but do you notice it has my initials, CH? Has nothing to do with the foundation. But, you know, I think it would have been cool if I could have found something with DAFI, right? But I don't know exactly how I'm going to hammer that thing out, but just wanted to share with you. Got that on eBay, and maybe the stuff that I make personally might be kind of fun to stamp those into leather or ink stamp. I'm not sure. Got to play with that. Yes, sometimes I get the weirdest things that compel me to make things. So as it's staples, as you can tell by the word staples on here, and I'm out of binder clips, and so I don't want to buy things in black and white, even though I have white there. I wanted it in color, and so when I got it, I decided to get this kit. In hindsight, this is one of those buyer's remorse things, because I know I could have gotten it for less, but I just needed a few right away, and I went for what was convenient with some color. And so yeah, that's for the organization too. This is a punch that's exactly the size of some badges I'm going to be making. You can see that it's exactly the size of that, and so I'm working with Rose right now. She's almost done with the final on the logo. Rose, you take as long as you need, and the board has already approved what she's sent, and I'll give you a hint. 2/3 of it is the same, and there's one thing that's changed on that original logo she submitted, and I think her idea on what to put in the center is awesome. And so we'll be making some badges with our logo. That will be nice as soon as I can figure out how to make shipping on Etsy less when you buy more than one thing. I haven't figured that out yet, so if somebody knows, I'm gonna look that up, because I don't like how it just keeps charging, and then I send a bunch of free stuff to offset it, but it just still doesn't feel right. These are corners, book corners, and so I don't know if I have enough there. 50? Yeah, that's only 25 bucks. What am I thinking? Yeah, that's only 25 bucks. They're simple, they're gold. I got them for almost nothing on eBay. So just look up metal book corners on eBay. I also picked up some charms on eBay. I thought they were going to be cooler than they are. They look cooler on camera than they actually are. So they're kind of lightweight. And this was before I got all those bead donations. It just took a long time for it to come in. I need to find a supplier for these things. And so this I got from China, which I really am not a fan of buying from China unless I have no other supplier choice. And so I need to find a whole bunch of inexpensive ones of these things. That way I can package things nicely for the people who purchase from us, or the people that are the hardest, and I want to keep things separate so it's easier for them to keep things organized. And they do reseal, which is nice. I was at the Dollar Tree picking up a bunch of stuff I've already dropped off at the office, but I haven't dropped this off yet because it was still sitting on my desk. Just wanted to let you know these buttons in this package is from the Dollar Tree. Isn't that cool? Look how many buttons are in there. That's just cool. They had other colors too. It's kind of random. So what got me doing this today is I went shopping today. And when I went shopping today, I do remember which colors were which. And so I'll tell you which ones were 80% off and which ones were 60% off based on the coloring tag. So again, I got soap just because I like the soap. And then this I got for the material. And I'm going to run it through my Sizzix. You see, isn't that cool? Or make it into a book. That would be one chubby book, but it's doable, and that'd be a nice book. You could put it a good thick spine on this as a book, and then wrap it around. But anyway, I mean, it's only polyester, but it feels better. I mean, it feels good. And that was super reasonable. What did I get this for? It was super reasonable. I remember that. I remember going, ooh, so $249 minus 80% off. Okay, so I think it was like 50 cents. Is that right? My brain's not going to do math today, so don't expect that. Watch me be way off in my guess. Okay, so the pink ones were 60% off, and the red ones were 80% off. Or orange, I'm sorry, the orange ones were 80% off. And so this one says inspire, yes, like, want, candy, and a mustache. And then this one, these are magnets. I love Smash, so cute little magnets. What does that say? I don't know. I'm not antisocial, just not user-friendly, does not compute, woot, bite me, there's no place like, whatever that says. But anyway, I just thought these would be kind of fun for some of the spicy hardest that I send packages to. Oh, this one's missing one. Look at that, I didn't even notice. Oh well, that's okay. It was 80% off. I like that it says perfect match, and it has a little strike up of conversation thing. So if you've never seen one of these, I got this because I want to do a little template of my own modeling after this, and it just says I just love. So it doesn't have to be a perfect match to this, haha. But I just wanted to use this as a template for making something else. Or send it to Hardest as a template for making, so they can make something else. So I got a few of these. And not a whole lot of funds were taken out of my pocket for this. These were, I mean, if you really take 80% off of most of these, it costs very little. Then I have these dividers that say divide and conquer. They slip into books. I'm not going to be slipping them into books. See how it slips into a spiral notebook? I'm not going to be slipping them into the notebooks. I'm going to be using them for the material of what they are, and this is the example of what's on the inside of it. And what I'll probably do is do one as an example and how you can use random things that you find to make cards or to make some other project. And then when you use these random things to make whatever project you're doing, it'll just show you how you can be a little bit, hopefully, a little bit out of the box. Even though I'm not a huge fan of go out and buy, I did find myself recently on some kind of a spending spree. That happens to me sometimes. I don't know about you guys, if you ever go on your spending sprees, but hopefully you're not as bad as me. Well, I did pay full price for this thing because I really want to use it to make a ton of little bags. And the little bags are, if I'm not able to find a good supplier for these plastic bags that I just showed you a minute ago, then I'll just make a whole ton load of little bags to slide things into. And so that's why I picked that up. And I'm almost done, don't worry. Maybe I've lost all the viewers by this point, but you know, we all love to shop, and so maybe you can just shop through me. Save yourself some money, because obviously I'm shopping too much. Now this I don't think is any good. And I kept debating whether or not I was going to buy it. And I'm going to open it by just tearing the thing. But look at this. It says, do not do as I do, you'll cut yourself. Okay, there we go. So it says glitter glue, right? That doesn't look like glitter glue to me. It looks too thin. Right? Doesn't that look too thin to be glitter glue? It's way too wet. I mean, it looks... So I'm going to mess with it. Just to see. It's not like it was a huge investment, 80% off of 80 cents. And the last but not least, I got these cute little I keep wanting to call them thimbles. That is not what they're called. The thing that, what do you call these little cupcakes? Not literally cupcakes. Spool, right? I got a whole bunch of these little spools. When I say a whole bunch, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I thought it'd be fun if I could hunt down some metal scissors and some other things to create cute little sewing charms. So that's what this inspired, is me hunting down some items to make sewing charms. All right, that's the extent of my, oh crap, I bought too much. Oh, but wait. So before I knew I was going to be getting jewelry, I was finding little jewelry pieces that I thought were cute. I don't know what compelled me to buy those two. Obviously, it looked really, really good on the screen. I mean, they're cute and all, but not enough for me to go, wow, those two, I have to have those two. Okay, and another thing. What did I buy now? Oh my gosh, I know what this is. This should have a video all its own. You know what? Let's save this. I know what this is. Let's save this to be the last thing to torture you guys to see the best thing that I procured. And this one is going to go into my hoard box. I'm not going to be able to share. But wait, there's more. So I bought, before I knew a fabulous person was going to be sending wax thread, I bought larger amounts of wax thread. That way I can share with you guys and with the Hartists. So I was thinking of making, and I have on order, needles with big eyes. And the needles with the big eyes will allow people to do their own bindings, and you can slide this through the needles with the big eyes. And so what I'm doing with this is creating small card kits, and I'll find a way to create the small card kits. That way you don't have to go and buy this much waxed thread. You can buy a kit, and then it helps support our foundation, and then I can wind these to make it available. so you don't have to buy such a big quantity until you know you're going to be doing the books all the time. Or maybe you just want a variety of colors. Okay, and next, but wait, there's more. Okay, and again, I ordered this a long time ago before I knew people were going to be sending me charms. And so I love Paris, and so I thought these would be good for journal charms, the Eiffel Tower, and they're tiny. Look how little they are, but they're cute. Again, yes, I shouldn't be ordering from China. Smack me on the wrist, but it was after midnight and I can't control myself sometimes. This is from Shelley Lynn, and I haven't gone through this yet. Actually, let me just cut this one into another video because it's not stuff I've bought. It's from Shelley Lynn. So as much as I adore her, I'll put that one on the next video. Okay, so I'll share this with you on something I purchased that is going to make you as happy as I am. And he even has cool tape on this. Okay, are you ready? I love truly, truly vintage things. And sometimes when I'm in a shopping mood, which obviously I have been lately, I came across handwriting that just knocked my socks off. And these are truly vintage envelopes. I mean, authentic, fabulous vintage envelopes from the 1880s. This one even has a letter in it. And wait, I'm going to show you that letter last because it'll knock your socks off. And yes, because it's from the 1880s, guess what? I can take photos of it and share it with you guys. So I'm excited about that. So here's the first one. You can see it up close with the faint handwriting. New York State Conference from Syracuse, New York. And the person had this listed under Doctor Who. Like, why would these letters be listed under Doctor Who? So I'm not a Who person, a Doctor Who person. So would one of you Doctor Who watchers answer why? Oh, look how they canceled the stamps back in the day with a real X. Look at this handwriting. Oh my gosh. Another gorgeous envelope. And the handwriting. I mean, I'm not kidding. I'm exceptional. I mean, look at that. Montgomery County Springs, Virginia. Look how beautiful the handwriting is on that. And then how simple the handwriting is up at the top. Like, I didn't even know they wrote like that back in the 1880s. And the numbers on the back of this. I can't wait to create visual, because one of the things I like to do is layer random things. I mean, this is not a good example, but layer truly vintage buttons, a doily, some ribbon, whatever it is. Obviously, that's too fresh too. And then take a picture and then put everything away so it stays just as pristine as it was. And I don't have to use glue. And they can just stay in the hoard and be treasured as the images they are. So look at how cool this one is. So Nettie Potter. Isn't that beautiful? Care of I. Mason, Westerly. I mean, it barely has an address, and it made it to the person. And these are 3-cent stamps. And it's funny because just recently I came across 3-cent stamps of something that was in my mom's stash. So now I know those 3-cent stamps. Well, I don't even know if they're from the same time period or not, but look at how cool this is, this stamp. I'm sure it's a letterpress kind of thing, but... And here, this one's from Illinois, and this handwriting, stunning. There's no return address, says 1881. This one is Mrs. L.A. and Sprague. And again, the handwriting, doesn't it just knock your socks off? I gotta pull it back so you get enough light on it. Here's one that was forwarded. Oh, look at that forwarded stamp, and you could tell that they inserted the letters because it's a little bit crooked, and oh. And then they put the wrong city and then put it into the right one. Oh, beautiful. A 2-cent stamp from 1886. Now this one has a letter in it. 2 letters in it, not just one. And I have to tell you that they are in great condition. And here's the envelope. Here's the letters. And on this part of the video, I do have a watermark so people don't just screenshot it. Look. And here's the other one. Now what they did on this one, it's like a code. What they did is they started writing the letter here. Okay? Continued on writing the letter here and writing the letter here. Go to the back, continue on writing the letter here. Ran out of room. So then started writing crosswise. Isn't that fabulous? And when you look at it in person, it's just, and you can see the person's name was Blanche. Dorothy, your cousin Blanche. Isn't that great? And I'm reading it sideways next to where it's written that way. So the beginning and the end are right next to each other. That's my favorite screenshot. And so that's why I saved it for the end, so you guys could enjoy it as much as me. And it's also from the 1880s. So all of these are from the 1880s. And yes, I do get a wild hair every once in a while and go authentically vintage. It just happens. I can't contain myself sometimes because, you know, you see all the shiny and new like this. You see the I'm trying to look vintage stuff, but then when you get the authentically vintage stuff, there's just something emotional that moves you. I mean, you feel like you're touching the past. Be really careful with this, and I have a special place that this can be saved where I keep it from being too humid or not humid enough. Because if it gets too dry, it gets brittle. So, thank you so much for joining me on this ridiculous purchasing spree I've been on. And hopefully I'm done with that, because it doesn't seem like it cost a lot, but I'm sure it added up. So we'll just not talk about that for right now. Hugs and love all. Bye.